What I'm going to try and do is to convince you to start the habit of journaling. The odds may be stacked against me because it's really tough for a video to get you to maybe change your behavior and change your habits. I'm going to give you a lot of reasons why it should be possible. And then I'm going to challenge you to actually take a few steps and start your own journaling. And at the end of this, I'm going to give you a few techniques to be able to start filling blank pages with your thoughts, your feelings, your plans, your goals, and your dreams, and be able to get all of those ambiguous, amorphous feelings out of the recesses of your mind and pull them out and drag them into the daylight so you can examine them, you can reflect, you can get better, and you can plan for the future, eliminate anxiety, worry, fear, and have a more confident, more thought out and reasoned plan for your life. So let's get started on this. Now, some of the reasons I want this for you is because I've experienced the power of journaling in my life. I have journaled a lot, and it's helped me through bouts of depression. It's helped make me more grateful than I ever thought I would or could be. It has helped me plan and set goals for the future, and it's also given me a lot of joy and peace, has relieved anxiety, and helped me know the best way going forward. And honestly, I want the same for you. I want even better for you. And I know that the power of journaling is something that can help give this to you. I want to sell you, on a better form of you that is thoughtful, a you that is more clear on what you want to do, a you that has goals written and knows where they're going in life, and a you that feels more confident and comfortable with what they are doing in the world now. And journaling can help give you all of those. Let's get into some of the reasons why we should be journaling. I'm going to try and go through these quick so you can get them, write them down. Hopefully you're writing them down in your journal. And of course, if you don't have a journal, that's what this is all for, because this is some information that you will probably want to remember. Now, I am actually using my own journal here. The number one first reason to start journaling is that it gives you clarity. And I have here, life can be overwhelming. Some of our thoughts can end up being a tangled web, and journaling allows us to untangle that web. And we can get those thoughts in our minds clear and on paper and making sense for each of us. Number two is that journaling is a chance for us to be objective with ourselves. Now, let me ask you a question. Have you ever given a friend advice and you gave them good advice because you can see where they're going in life, and just clear as day, you can see where they might be messing up, where they might need help and course corrections. You kind of think to yourself, my gosh, how can they not see this for themselves? And you help give them some great direction for their own lives. I think that a lot of us have probably been there, and then we kind of wonder, why can't we do that for ourselves? And I think it's just the fact that we aren't able to be as objective with ourselves as we can for other friends. But guess what? Writing in a journal allows us an almost third-person perspective to write on our life rather than just being in our life. And journaling allows us to do that and to be able to decipher what's going on and get very clear and objective about what's going on in our life and the best way forward. So being objective actually helps us with a third, which is self-reflection. And that is another great reason for journaling. Throughout the hustle and bustle of daily life, we often just don't pause to reflect on our life, and we are busy being in it rather than working on it. So journaling actually gives us a chance to do that, and it creates a sacred space for us to stop and pause and think about our own lives and working on those lives instead of being in it. In fact, it's a chance to dig deep, to think about whether or not we are reacting or responding to certain things in our life. And we can gain insights on our patterns and behaviors and things that we are doing. I believe it was John Maxwell who said that our learning isn't done by experience, but is actually done by reflecting on that experience and hopefully changing our behaviors for the better with those experiences. Now, the fourth reason that journaling is fantastic for us is the peace of mind and stress relief that it provides. Journaling can act as a pressure relief valve, so we can take all of these big, scary emotions and worries and fears, sometimes the anxiety that we have in our brain, and we can drag those out into the daylight and actually put the fears out onto paper so it helps clear our souls and our minds. In fact, I've heard of journaling described as a toothbrush for the mind and maybe for the soul as well, because we can take all of those feelings and put them out on paper and it helps us feel a lot better. And I wrote here that when we take what we're experiencing and feeling and we put it out on paper in our journals, it's incredibly cathartic. It feels so good just to get it out. And this journaling can be like a security blanket for us in our lives and help us navigate the ups and downs in our life with a lot greater resilience. And I know that journaling has done that for me, and I hope that it can do that for you as well. Now, the fifth reason I would say to journal, at least that I journal, is planning and goal achievement. Now, this could be a really big one. I like to write out my goals regularly in my journal and turn that ambiguous dream into a plan on paper. And I like to write out pictures and diagrams, and I can script out my days and what I hope and intend to accomplish. I can sketch out what my intentions and purpose for doing something are, flesh out all of the obstacles that might be in my way and ways around those, and also just design the best way forward on paper so I can see that and move forward in my life. And of course, you can do that too. So the sixth reason to journal here would be creativity and imagination. Now, I love to brainstorm and write my ideas on lists on paper. And I give my brain a workout pretty much every day in my journal. And just like our muscles in the gym, when we work our brain out and truly make it sweat and give it a hard task to do, our ideas, our imaginations, and our creative muscles, they get stronger all of the time. And every opportunity that we take to put pen to paper in our journal, we can get better with the creativity, with the imagination, and with those ideas that are so vital to making it a better life. Now, the seventh reason that we may want to journal is gratitude. Now, I'm huge on this. If you watched any of my other videos, please do that and check it out. I'm huge on gratitude and what it can do in our lives. But when we're caught up in the tyranny of the mundane and we're in our daily habits, our daily routine, with notifications on our phones, duties, obligations, and a lot of life coming at us from every direction, we often overlook the miracle and the beauty of it all and all of the blessings that surround us every day, all of the time. Now, I journal my gratitude, and I like to call this active appreciation or love, even divine love, every single day in my journal. And it's my chance to stop, pause, and reflect on the wonder of it all. And we can acknowledge other people, we can take notice of the joys throughout our day, and we can express our deep appreciation of the wonders in our life. Now, when we do this, and particularly when we write it out by hand, there's a lot of science to this. This kind of journaling helps us shift our focus from the screwed up things in life and the places where we're lacking and we're missing and we think that things are wrong. And it brings our focus to what's abundant and what's around us and the miracles of life and the joy and the lights and the blessings that are literally overwhelming when we stop and pause, think about it, and write it down in our journals. And I really want that for you too. Now, I'd also like to talk with you a little bit about the science of this, but I know that people get a little bored with the science, so I'm going to include the references down in the description on this video and just let you know that expressive writing and journaling about experiences lead to physical and psychological well-being, patient journaling reduces symptoms, increases overall functioning, compares to control groups, studies explore the effects of journaling on emotional and physical health. Research found that journaling resulted in improvements in mood, reduction of stress levels, and even enhanced immune system function. The study concluded that regular journaling can have long-lasting positive effects on well-being. Another study in 2003 by Williams and Cole says that reviewing great studies on gratitude and journaling and its impact on well-being. So now you've heard about a lot of the reasons to journal. You've even talked about some of the science involved in it, but none of this makes any difference unless you decide to journal. So unless you pick up a pen and set a time with yourself to actually pick up one of these journals and start writing in it, putting out your plans and your dreams and your hopes and the things that went through your mind and your actions and your reflections on those, none of that happens unless you make the commitment to do it. So I'm going to ask that if this makes sense to you, that you make a commitment to do it. And if you will do that and you'll go on this journaling quest with me, this journaling journey, just write down in the comments and let me know that I commit and I'm ready to do this. And I promise I'm going to put out more information here, more videos, more resources on things that you can journal about. In fact, I'm about to give you a few tips and tricks to get that blank page of your journal going and out of the way so you can get started on this and start to feel the benefits and the impact. Now, first of all, I would like to say that I am a big fan of the Leuchtturm journals and actually the bullet journal versions of those, which I really like. And you'll see that in these, they actually have a lot of dots in it. So I like that because I'm not constrained to just writing different things on it, but I can actually draw and do different kinds of charts and doodles and things like that. I'll put the link down here for Leuchtturm journals and the bullet journal versions below. I would also suggest getting a pen that's really comfortable for you. I like this, the Pilot's Dr. Grip pen, and I think it's about $7 on Amazon. I'll put it down there as well. And it just helps be really comfortable when I write. And then you have the tools for it. And then you just need to pick out a place that you like to do it. And more importantly, and this is really important, is the time that you will do this. I like to do it early in the morning. I also like to journal at the end of the day to finish my day correctly. And now that you have your pen, you have your journal, and you have reasons for being able to do this, let's talk about 3 quick techniques to get you started on your journaling journey. Now, one of the first things you can do is just write out your gratitude in your journal. And you want to start off with 3 to 5 blessings or things that you're grateful for, things you actively appreciate, and just write it out. Write what you're grateful for and why you're grateful for each of those. And one of the important things about this is to be very specific in your gratitude. You could write the way that your mother gave you a hug in the morning, or your partner, hey, they helped with dinner tonight. I was very grateful for that. So be very specific with the things that you're grateful for. And I think that you'll find that that is a lot more effective in developing gratitude in our hearts. Now, you also want to make sure that you have something new, because if you're grateful for the same things day after day, that loses its potency. So make sure that it's something new and it's different each and every day that gives your gratitude muscles a workout. And you can be as descriptive as you want, or you can just write it out in short bullet form. The point is to do it and just know why you're grateful for that thing and what that thing or that person or that event actually means to you and why you're grateful for that. Now, another thing that I like to put in my journal is something that I call 3 to Thrive. Actually, I got that name from Tony Robbins, and these are the 3 major things that we want to get done in a day. And here's where it's beautiful on a journal. So we can write out the 3 to Thrive, and what we want to do is write out what we can do bullet point style. And what I like to do with this is a brainstorm and just bullet point after bullet point of all the things that I could do in a day. These are all the things that can get done. It's not everything that we will do, but it's the things that we can. And what's beautiful about this is, again, it gets everything out of our head and gets it onto paper so we're not forgetting anything. And I think once we do that part, we're going to feel a big sense of relief that we have it all on paper and nothing is slipping through the cracks. And now, after we have all of the things that we can do that's just written out bullet point style, figure out which one of those are the most important to us. And one of the things I like to do is just circle those things on the list and see which ones would make the biggest impact in your life. That if I got this done today, it would make a difference. It would move the needle. It would be something that I was proud of. And again, I like to circle those, but you can do it however you like to on that. And the last part of this is to take those most important items and choose your 3 to Thrive and list them in order 1, 2, and 3. And the reason we do this in 3s is that it is manageable and it's not overwhelming and it doesn't fill your life with anxiety over all of the things that you have to get done in a day, but just getting the 3 most important things done in a day. If you have more than 3 priorities, you have none. And that's why this is 3 to Thrive. I think that you'll find when you start doing the top 3 things every day and getting those accomplished, you're going to move forward in your life at a very rapid manner, and your journal is something that will help do that. Now, the last one I'm going to talk about today, and I have a lot of these, by the way, so make sure to give me a thumbs up on this and subscribe, and we're going to go over a lot more ways and things to put in your journal. But this one, I'm going to talk about the idea list. And I learned this from the wonderful, amazing, and eccentric James Altucher. And this idea of doing an idea list transformed my life. What it is, you start to brainstorm about a particular subject. Now, when you get a particular subject, and it could be most anything, I put the examples down here about books I could write, ways to make my wife or my partner feel cherished, or how can I improve my life right now? I like to do that idea list every few weeks to get some good ideas of what I can do to improve my life right away. And then once you have that idea list and set a timer for it, brainstorm as many ideas as possible during that time. Now, James recommends just doing 10 ideas a day. I kind of like the idea of putting pressure on myself and putting a time limit on it and brainstorming as many as I can, because I think that my ideas get better and better, and I get better at having them more quickly. So I like that, and that practice has helped revolutionize my life, and I would recommend that you try a daily idea list in your own journal. And that's it for coming to journal with me and giving you reasons to journal, hopefully getting you to commit to it, showing you some of the tools that I use, and of course some journaling techniques so you're not so scared to look at that blank page. Write down "I commit" down in the comments if this is something that you're going to do. That would mean the world to me. And the reason I put these out, of course, is to help everyone watching love life more. And when you hit that subscribe, that thumbs up for me, and comment on this, and also signing up at greatatgratitude.com to get other information. That just means the world to me. Thanks once again for doing this, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks.